Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you so much for dropping by and joining me for another spontaneous, exciting Twitch session about, well, we'll find out, shall we? Wonderful to see you all. We have a full house. We have the Beard Goblin, we have Christina, we have Rod, we have Chris, and do we have someone else? I'm sure I've forgotten somebody. We have Julia. Julia's watching in the other room, so Julia says hi as well. Hello, Julia. She can't see me, but well, actually, she can see me now, probably. So hi, Julia. Very cool. Yes, Joe, absolutely. Terrible news about your brother. Rod mentioned that about the amputation. That's crazy stuff. So yeah, he mentioned that it was weighing kind of heavy on your mind. So I totally appreciate that. That must be difficult. One of those things. Hey, maybe I can cheer you up and make your thoughts go away and think of something else. Who knows? Anyway, wonderful to see you all. I was actually wondering, I literally didn't know where the time went today, and I had a few things on in the morning, and then I played with Chloe, and next thing I know, it was 4 o'clock, and it's crazy. It's how time just disappears when you got your teeth in something. So I made another t-shirt that I'm more than happy to share with you. This is actually just Dash Studio, so we can probably just go close that down. I don't need that anymore, but I think Chloe is still open, and here it is. This is the project that I've literally just made about half an hour ago. Let me go and head over to the simulation view, actually, rather than close this down, and go just into 3D view and show you this with the character in it. Maybe can I do that? Yes, I can. Can I also turn this around without? Yes, I can. Without touching it. That's cool. Yeah, so my t-shirt, very cool. It's kind of inspired by what you said yesterday, Joe, that you said, hey, is this also available for women? So now I've made it for women. I didn't put a logo on, but look at the detail. It's got a jersey kind of knit on it, and the collar here and the seam lines, they're ripped. And I thought that was really, really cool because I figured something out when I had just one material for this. Material is here maybe. Yeah, there we go. So I had one material for the cloth, this one, and then I had another one for the seams. But of course, if I apply that to all the seams, then that has the devastating effect that, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Trackball navigation is not something I'm familiar with in Clo, or not yet anyway, or Marvelous Designer. So that had the effect that these pieces, the direction would be wrong. It would go kind of, left and right, and that's not what in reality what this would look like. So I made another material and just turned that around, amended the texture there. Very exciting. So I'm super pleased with this, super happy about it. There's just a few things I need to do, and that's on the back. I'm not entirely happy with the way this crinkles here. I don't think I've done the sleeves particularly well, but I'm going to have another crack at that. I just rendered this out, not as an animation, just as still images, and I might just post that later on Discord as well. So this is kind of work in progress. But yeah, I really, really love how easy that is. And I did this without looking at any instructions. This was just something, that just came out of my head. So very cool. Awesome stuff. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it, Joe. Do you know, I tried that, but that didn't quite work. First I just literally took this and then just rotated that. So like literally was like that. But that didn't seem to have the desired, whoops, come back here. That didn't seem to have the desired effect. And so what I ended up doing is just create another material for these pieces and then literally use this tool here. Let me just go undo this. Yeah, just use this tool here to edit the texture on these pieces. So duplicate material. But you're saying it should work without that, are you? Interesting. Yes, that would kind of make sense. That was my first idea, that I just turned the pattern, but that didn't seem to make a difference. So, one of those things. Something else to look into. I think once I get more comfortable with this, I'd love to recreate something like that on a Twitch session. That'd be really good. See if I can, remember how to do that. And perhaps, Christina, if you have 101 tips for me, I'd love to, I'd love to hear them. So the other thing I wanted to do with this, and I've only just started this, is that I'd like to use this colorway thing here. So this color is called La La Lovely, which I thought is great. That's really cool. And I'd like to maybe have 5 different versions of this, just matching colors together. And I'll see if I can make that happen. If I can, I'll totally let you know. So yes, keep playing with Chloe. Very exciting. I had, just before we did the stream yesterday, let me just go save my project here. Before we did the stream yesterday, I had already sent Chloe the bug report about the navigation points, and the next thing I know is they've replied just after our stream, and they said, no, actually, and it's working, and I responded to them saying, hey, actually, yes, I know I've set my scale to millimeters rather than centimeters, which is what caused the issues. And I'm so pleased to hear that, pleased to tell you that actually with the scale to centimeters, everything was fine. So nothing to worry about. And I mentioned that I did this showed you some of my Clo work on Twitch, and they said, that's awesome. We're going to share this with the entire Clo team. So don't know, maybe some of the Clo guys are going to join the stream later. I don't know. Wouldn't that be cool? Let me just go bring up my Unreal Engine project here that we're going to hopefully finish today and pepper up with more characters. Polygon Western, there it is. I've done something else today, which is kind of half sad, but it had to be done. On the 22nd, I think, of November, Adobe are going to increase the price for my Creative Cloud subscription. And I had signed up last year after Thanksgiving, something like that. They had some kind of a Halloween deal on, so that I got Creative Cloud for $30 instead of $50, which is kind of the same as paying $10 for Photoshop and $20 for Premiere. And I thought I might as well go for that package because I think it saved me $2 or $1 overall, so I did that. But on the 22nd, they're going to increase that to $52.99, and I don't really want to spend that kind of money. So I've downgraded into the Photoshop photography plan. I'm going to try and make do without Premiere for now. So let's see if that works. So there we go. Oh, right, did you? Right. Yes, indeed. And it's and that is a lot of money. And I thought, yeah, I can't really do that. And I was thinking, well, I'm going to go and just go with the $10 Photoshop deal for now, and then add Premiere if and when I need it. That'll be the same $30 I've been spending for the last 12 months. So yeah, it's one of those things. There's also, they have a new deal, like you said, Christina, they have a new deal, and then just sign up with a new email address. The new deal isn't as good as last year's deal. Currently, I'm getting a deal, or the deal that I saw was $40 a month for new customers. And you think it's the same as with Chloe, isn't it? New customers get an awesome deal. Existing customers, no, we're going to fleece you. You think, what? No, terrible. Yeah, this is exactly that. Exactly. 59 euros is about... Oh, really? Oh, that is with VAT. Yes, that's true. Right. Oucharoo. Sign up with an American address. Tell them you're in America. Yes, $40 is the new deal. 40, and I think it expires in a few days. Yeah, you can get that for 40 if you want to do that. Music today, by the way, is by Jonah Alexander, I believe. Is it? Yes, Jonah, no, Ardecker. Sorry about that, Jonah. Jonah Ardecker. There we go. For the next hour or so, and then we'll see. I think he doesn't have enough tracks, so we're going to have to go with something else after that. But he has a few, and, you know, once they're done, we'll find something else. Jonah Ardecker, thank you so much. So we are in our little project. But it's one of those things, isn't it? What are you going to do? You have to have it. You can't not have it. This is one of those things. I can at least get by just with Photoshop. I have bought, on the latest Humble Bundle thing, I have bought this thing, what was Brian using? PaintShop Pro. So I have that. But even though the purchased version is fully functional, they pepper you with adverts, which is uncool, or upgrade offers or whatnot, so that is not good. But also, it's just not doing what I need it to do. It's Photoshop. The thing is, once you're in this whole world, in this whole Adobe world, there's really no way that you can get back to it. So, you know, one of those things. It's you can't not have it. And GIMP, no, I'm sorry, no. The other one, what's the other one? There's another open source one. I haven't either, Joe. I've only just discovered them today, so. These are the fruits of our labor, by the way, these walking around people here. And of course, we have added that to the town and to the desert. I think in the desert, no, we haven't added it to the town. That's what we didn't do. So that's what we're going to do today. In the desert, there is a lot more people running around. So let's have a look if the sheriff can have a gander there. I also need to work on these loading times here. There we go. Some Native Americans wandering around in the Native American area. Very cool. So I've done this with a behavior tree that literally goes and asks the characters to find a point in the radius, find it, walk there. When you arrive, wait there, and then the whole behavior tree starts again. And there were a few issues yesterday, but I'm very happy that this is working fine. And, you know, these guys are now just randomizing. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. They're randomizing their walk speed. So not everyone walks at the same speed. Sometimes they walk slower. Sometimes they walk faster. Sometimes they walk further. Sometimes they don't walk so far. Sometimes they don't walk at all. They just wait there. And then, there we go. That is really nice. I think this is awesome that it's just so much background action there. And I've done this with different characters in different areas. So this is the little Native American camp here. Let's call them the Shoshone tribe. Just because we've played Firewatch and Shoshone was featured there. And then over here, this is, we're going to have to find an entrance here. There we go. Soldier is outside the camp. Couple of soldiers here. Eddie is private. Okay, doesn't want to speak to me. That's cool. Inside here, more soldiers, because I was thinking there's soldier activity. And it just makes such a difference, doesn't it, that there's some kind of life in here. He's kind of a dodgy guy, businessman. Don't know what he is, who he is. So now we have life in our little project. I think that's just quite remarkable. For the limited knowledge that I have with Unreal Engine, I've been able to make this. This is kind of cool. And then there's another area which is over here by the quarry, so we have to walk a little bit here, but that's cool, we can do that. There's also, what's this here? Wonderful snake all cure all things. There we go. There's another area here. This is kind of the quarry area. I had expected these guys to hang out more in the quarry, but they don't seem to do that. They don't want to do any work, including you, cowgirl. Yes, talking about you. Yes, I had kind of expected more people to turn up here, but that's not the case. We can always clone some more. We can also spawn people in here, that we set a number and say, I want 20 people in here or 30 people, and they can just all get spawned one a second or one every 20 seconds or something. And we can even make it so that they randomize their outfit when that happens. That's not the plan for today, though. Yeah, so background action. But we don't have any background action in town currently. There's only people standing there, so that's what I want to do today. Yeah, 4 GB file without Photoshop. Yeah, exactly. Good luck with that. Not going to happen, is it? Yeah, absolutely. That's just one of those things. Yeah, and I'm thinking even 50, I could probably just about do it. Or 30, I could do that. I don't have any need for the other apps in the Creative Cloud suite there. That's the reason why I'm thinking I can do with Photoshop. I really need that. That's important for me. And Premiere, I use that kind of occasionally. It's kind of a test for me to ditch it now. And when I get the itch, then I'll go and resubscribe. But for now, I'm thinking I'll see how I get by without it. I mean, there's DaVinci Resolve. I haven't tried that out yet. And there is Camtasia, which I use for most of my tutorials. So that between that and OBS, I think I'm kind of sorted for now. But Premiere is important for multi-camera projects, and for more complicated things, there's just no smooth playback in other editors that I've seen so far. So DaVinci might be a good idea. All right. Right, Acrobat. Yes, that's another thing that you can't get that standalone, can you? Or can you? Probably can. But the moment you use more than 2 apps, it is actually it is worthwhile to get the whole subscription. I might, you know, one day I might be able to do it. I've always been curious to try my hand at, what's that called again? After Effects. That is not something I know much about, and I always wanted to try it out. But yeah, as of yet, I just haven't had the time. But that is something that I can see falling in love with as well. Frontier map, we've done that. Third party example map is this. Town map is what we're going to have a look at now. So just like yesterday, whoops, there we go. I think we're gonna start with putting the mesh in that let us define an area for where these guys can walk around, and then we can just go and I think these guys, I think they're bystanders already, so they're just going to start walking around. Yeah, bystander, perfect. So these guys are going to start walking around the moment we put a nav mesh bounce volume in here. Nav mesh bounce volume, there we go. And that looks like an invisible object that needs to penetrate the ground a little bit. And I think I might do this in strips, kind of starting here, so that we have this whole corridor of the level, this whole thing up until and including the church, that's sorted, that they walk around here. And then I'll duplicate that and have another one here in the front. And then we'll see where else we go from there. Do a bit of a resizing job here. Ton of resizing. They also need to overlap. I think I can press P. Was it T? P even? Man, something. Nav mesh bounce volume. It was one of those that you press and then the nav mesh should be built. Oh, I know why. Because it's not penetrating the ground. I think it needs to do that. And then if I press P, then it turns green. There we go. That's how that does. How that works. So make that a little bit wider. I could even make it so that they can go inside the establishments. There we go. That's that. I think I'm going to make that a little bit taller as well. The taller you make it, if there are stairs or whatnot, then Unreal Engine or the AI will then go ahead and let the people walk onto that. So this slope here, they're probably not going to be able to walk here. But if I go and drag this a bit higher, hopefully, eventually. I said this is too high now. It needs to penetrate the ground, otherwise it doesn't work. So this, we'll see if they'll be able to walk up and down. I make that a bit higher here. Don't know why that doesn't work. So this is one area. I'm going to go and hold Control and just Alt and then just click this and move it over here. That makes a second one. Just like we know and love it from Photoshop. I'll rotate that by kind of 90-ish degrees, if only it would fit in here. There we go, 90. Let's move that over here. There, good stuff. I can also maybe drag that out a little bit more. Like so. There. So that should be kind of enough for them to walk around here. They won't be able to catch a train, but hey, that's one of those things. Oh, do you know, that is a great idea actually, Christina. Just get a Photoshop gig. That is a very good idea, and just earn some freelance cash with that. That is very true. I mean, especially if you have that Photoshop knowledge, which, Rod, you have. I don't. But yeah, that is a great idea actually. Absolutely. There, let's see what happens if we play it from here. There we go. Our peoples walks around. Awesome. So all we need to do now is just make sure, oh, what are you not doing here? You know, oh, there we go. He was just waiting. He was just waiting. That's cool. And this works because we've set up the AI controller in these characters yesterday already. So then I'm going to go and explore all kinds of things. See who else we want to have in here. I've retargeted the other characters, or rather I've assigned the skeleton yesterday to the other characters from the Frontier pack. So we'll go and mix and match a few more characters in here. I think maybe 10. That should be the bustling town that we want it to be. Let's press P to get out of this. And go start with you. I just alt drag, move these people any which way, and then just go and choose a different character. Can also just have a quick look at what other characters we'd like for that to be the ones that are like is gunmen. Oh, we've got gunmen already, I think. Just regular woman. Well, she walks funny with the skirt. Maybe not her. Bandit male. That's nice. We'll have him. That's cool. Drag you over here and pick something else for you. Gold miner. That's nice. Yeah, he's in the gold rush here. That's perfect. Also go on to randomize these guys. Just right from the bat, he might walk. He might just go this way a little bit. And you come over here. Perfect. There's also gold miner male number 2, so he's also in the gold rush. That's exciting. It's like the Yucatan over here. There, and also we have that sheriff over here. F is to zoom in. I have another sheriff. Very cool. Captain. Oh yeah, he could be the captain. That's cool. That's fine. Should be a little bit of military presence in here. I don't know when exactly this is, but for sure. Military presence, always good. Okay, another guy over here. And that should be a good bustling town that we're putting together here. Hunter. Nah, I'm not sure. He's like, looks like the hobo. Hobo of the town. Oh, we should have one hobo maybe. No worries. Let's have one hobo. Let's have another guy over here. End key to drop this down. Oh, my favorite thing. I wish other 3D applications would have that. If I need to drag him quite a way, left or right, I'd have to, if I drag him out of vision, it would be really bad because I'd have to zoom out quite a way and then kind of guess where he is. With Unreal Engine, we can just hold shift down and then just do this. So that's now, it allows me to literally just scroll through any direction, and that's really, really nice. If you have to traverse a large area, that is really nice. Yes, I wish other 3D apps would have that function. That'd be good. Mexican female, perhaps. Hola, señorita. ¿Cómo estás? She can also be in town, I think. Hey, Mr. Brian, how you doing? Good to see you. I enjoyed that Venus flytrap thing that you've made. That was really, really cool. Awesome, Brian. Well done. I can't wait to see this thing animated. That's really cool. Fully inverse kinematic and everything. Very exciting. Well done, Brian. Good job. I guess there's another YouTube premiere for us happening at one point. It wouldn't hurt your feelings, Rod. I like that. I like that. Oh, Behance do job offers. That's exciting. I didn't know that. Behance is something that I haven't really looked that much into. It's kind of, there's only so much stuff you can post on so many things. So yes, Behance. I didn't know yet they did job offers. Very cool. Oh, did you see the news about, speaking about 3D things, did you see the news about Blender being sponsored by Facebook now? Very cool. Facebook is joining the Blender Developer Fund end of the year. Very cool. Well done, Blender. Attracting all the big names. That is just, how many big names are that now in the portfolio? That is cool. What are you doing in the alley, Lady of the Night? Very cool. Look at that. We've got such a cool little bustling town now. We should put one guy in prison here behind the cell. And maybe Hobo guy should be in prison. We can do that, actually. We can do that, and this guy in prison, and that's cool. We'll do that. Very nice. Lots of background action going. Still not much we can do in town, but as a player character anyway. If there was a priest in here, we could put him in the church and just put him behind the altar, or just have him stand here somewhere. We'll see. I think there might be... Oops, sorry. Sorry about that, sir. There might be a priest in here. Simple AI. Now we have life going on. We've made life. This is Here goes Blender. I think the saloon is in the front. You can, by the way, download yesterday's nightly build with some background action in the other level already from my Ko-fi store. We have a barbershop here. There's not much going on here. Also, no people are getting their haircut, which is a shame. Yeah, this is a saloon. This is the Grand Hotel for casino and poker. Okay, that's yeah, that might not be. I think this is the saloon. There we go. You get yourself some whiskey here. Yeah, we should put some people into these establishments. So like a barman. We should have a barman here. Maybe the bandit. Lady of the Night can be at the top of the balcony there because, you know, she's obviously beckoning characters to drop by. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put a few people into establishments like you. And then also, I think this is one thing I'd like to quickly try out. And we will just use you as an example for that. There's currently, I can only override the skeletal mesh, but I can't seem to override the materials. I'm not sure why that is. It may be because in the bystander character, that needs to be made instance editable. So the Cinti bystander, that is that. Let's see if I can make it work. Yeah, materials, I can set them here, but I can't set them from the instance. I don't really know why that is. That is a little bit bizarre, isn't it? You'd imagine it should work, but it doesn't. So, because otherwise we could give them different costumes. But it looks like we can't do that. So we could always, on here, on the construction script, we can always randomize the costume. That would be interesting. That should kind of work. We could make something like that happen. Then every time the thing gets loaded, we can actually randomize. Now, I don't want to randomize the character, but maybe the element, the material. Because yeah, I don't see a way to do that from here. This is that character. No. Scars, there we go. Skeletal mesh. No. Dang. Material parameters. Come on. Enable material parameters. No. That's not it. Dang. Also, it's behind me, isn't it? So you can't even see what I'm looking at. What a shame. This is... Ooh, yes, good point. Oh, 6 developer jobs. Is that where is that? At Epic? Actor. Pawn. Character was jumping, so we can set all these things. Oh, I know. Is it because we have to select the mesh? Yes, we do, don't we? Yes, of course. And then the character and the material is exposed. Ha! Okay, perfect. So we can give her something else. We can give her this outfit. That's perfect. Good, great. Okay, that's good to know. Now I know how that works. That's good. Well, so lady, you can actually come with me and then be with our new thing here. Alt-click to duplicate her. Then just shift and just keep dragging her. Hopefully we'll actually find where the saloon is. Saloon is kind of here. So we'll go somewhere here, I guess. Shift into that. And we're nearly there. That's perfect. Yeah, groovy. End key on the keyboard drops the character down until he or she can't go any further. Let's rotate her around a bit so that she can just look over the balustrade here. That's just some kind of action going here. Cool. And then now that we have the material exposed, let's give her the 4B outfit maybe. There we go. That's nice. Different outfit. Actually, or maybe I don't like that outfit. 4C outfit. 3C outfit then. Yeah, blue. I like the blue. Oh, at the Blender Foundation. Right, right. Wow, that is so cool. I mean, they do need it as well, because the pace at which these guys are going in regards to new features is kind of crazy. Alt click, so duplicate her as well, and I'm just going to turn you into a barman. Didn't expect that, huh? We could even, if we wanted to, have a small nav mesh behind here, and then just have a barman walk up and down. Ooh, let's do that. Let's do that. That'll be really cool. And we can have that for her upstairs and for him down here. I think that's a great idea. So, what should this person be then? Captain, gold miner, hunter, Mexican male, Native American, priest. We have a priest. That's perfect. He totally goes in the church already. Salesman, soldier, thug. Thug runs the saloon. I'm thinking, yeah. Remember the hat and everything? That's cool. Yeah, I think we can live with that. Thug runs the saloon, and then he can maybe be, I don't know, 4A. That's a bit blown out, isn't it? 4C maybe. Yeah, there you go. That's cool. Excellent. I like it. So nav mesh bounce volume, all that needs to be is behind here. He can maybe even go in the back room so that he's not always around. Drop that down here. Say P. Nicely. Say P. Oh, come on. T then. It was P, wasn't it? Dang, brother. Why no work? Scale that up. And as long as I don't connect it to the other nav meshes. There we go. Finally it's green. And that's all the outside here as well. I didn't want to do that, did I? Let's tell you what, let's go delete it again, just make a new one. Just zoom right in there. I didn't want to make it too big. So currently, yeah, I can see where the current nav mesh is. I don't want him to walk out and leave his post. So as long as I don't connect them, I don't think the guys will be... He won't leave his post. That's kind of important for me. That doesn't happen. Penetrate the ground a bit. There we go. Is that connected? No, hopefully not. That's good. So you can now walk up and down behind the bar, and then this, we'll just go Alt click, move this thing to the top. That means now, oops, oh man. Now, young lady here should also walk up and down here. We can maybe even give her a little bit more, that she can walk around the top and bottom here. That might also be an idea. I think I can extend it that she can actually walk stairs. So that is also an interesting concept. Maybe we'll do that. Have we selected the right thing here? No, see, this is not it. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm not even zoomed out. I'm so sorry. That is... Man, I'm so sorry about that. I should also perhaps name these adequately. But, you know, I won't. Oi. Wasn't that. So I'll go and Alt click that, rotate that around, if I can only find the right key. By the way, I've been making some improvements here at my end, and they now allow me to use my dumpster keyboard, which I've got with me again. Dumpster keyboard now seems to be working. I'm just kind of watching this because I've put a long USB cable here that yes, I'm so sorry, I didn't zoom out there. There is actually an extension in Twitch that we can install that gives me an audio cue, like the hammer that Christina sometimes wanted, like, you know, the buzzer that you wanted if I don't listen or if I don't look at the chat and everything. So it's, yeah, so I can install something like that. Be good for us to do that. Yeah, so I've installed a long cable here that brings the receiver for the Logitechs closer into this room. And so far, so good. It seems to be working better. So I can use dumpster keyboard again. I'm happy about that. This here is now connected enough that she can possibly walk into the rooms. That's nice. And I'll go and duplicate this one more time. If I can only select it and go... Where is it? Man. Yeah, this one here. It's actually rather large, isn't it? So I'm going to go and... can never quite remember the key, so it's W to do this. Alt-click. E to rotate by 90 degrees. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, because I'm still a little bit puzzled how you'd get nav mesh bounce volumes that follow kind of a rounded path, for example. I don't know how you'd do that. I gotta tell you, navigation in these 3D apps is everything, isn't it? That's not quite where I wanted it to be. Is it too far over? It could be too far over. Yeah, it needs to be connected to that. That's cool. So this means she can walk down the stairs, and if I expand that even further, she should be able to go down all the way to the ground floor. Oops. Yeah, there we go. So now she can reach the ground over here. And if I were to make this wider, then she can even walk around, hopefully, over here. I might use a second thing for that, though. Oh, and that's the music done. Okay. Well, thank you, Jonah Ardeka. We did enjoy what you were doing there. Let's go and have a listen for similar people playing music like that. Awkward Station. Good stuff. Nice. Favorite tune of mine. It is, yes, indeed. That's exactly right. You can switch that on and off with P, I think. Is it? P, indeed. Yes, that shows you where the AI is allowed to go. So one other thing that I've been meaning to duplicate is, in fact, yeah, I'll just duplicate this one here. Bring that down. And as long as they connect with one another, they all just, you know, they just generate this one large grid. And then we're good. I think it's not an exact science, so there might be a little piece missing here over by the stairs. Yeah, it's an invisible volume, and often they can actually walk around with that. I think I can also go and switch this thing to simulate. Yeah, I think simulate is what I'm looking for. And that now means... no, that's not what it means. Maybe I'll just go play this, sorry. Oh good, what happened here? Access none trying to read property the character in the blueprint. Jesus, okay, let's not simulate that then. Let's go and play that again then, in the selected viewport. Alright, so these guys are walking around, that's nice. What's happening on the inside of the saloon? Anything we should know about? No, see, these people are not here. What happened? Lady of the Night is not where we put her. And we're getting error messages, that's not good. Where is she? And where's the bartender? God's sake, he's left his post already. Could be in the back room, I doubt it though. Bartender! Oh, what a Swiss! Crazy. On the outside, everyone seems to be happy here. Yep, they're all going about their business, that's nice. But on the inside, not so much. Huh. How would they have done that? And the moment I press escape, massive error message? No. Huh. Yeah, so he's definitely here. Oh, could it be that he's stuck somehow? Could that be it? Let's switch this off. Can't I select him anymore? Looks like I can't actually select him anymore. Oh, that's uncool. Can I select anything? Yeah, I can select all these things here. Can make more bottles if I wanted to. Put another whiskey. Whoops. Oi. Man. Bottle, thanks. Put another whiskey bottle over here. And go rotate that a bit. There we go. Perfect. But can I not select the guy anymore? There we go. What's the matter with you then, sir? I can select the guy, but where are the handles gone? Where's the gizmo? Gizmo turns up on things like that. Does not turn up on things like this. Could it be that these two guys have issues with the pivot point? The saloon door here. Oh, really? I'm inclined to, like you said, I'm inclined to just go delete them and just put them back there. It could have been that I've inadvertently done something to the pivot point. I mean, these guys, hopefully they're floating inside the, the saloon here. Let's just do that. Let's go and... Next to the hotel. That's crazy. Let me try again. Let me go play this again. Oh, yeah. And that is, in fact, the lady of the night and the barkeep. How dare you? You shouldn't be there. And then you disappear. Oh my god. That's crazy. Well spotted. Well spotted. So these guys, that can't happen. Experiment did not work well. So delete you and move up a little bit, and she's not even there anymore. That's bizarre. That is bizarre, isn't it? Why not? Yeah, so something fishy must have gone on there. That's cool. We'll go and we'll... Oops. Sorry. Mexican female. I'll put a fresh character in here. Sinti bystander. Maybe here, first of all. And then we'll just put you behind here. Rotate you around. Turn you into barman. Oops. Why? There. You are going to be a barman. Or thug. I think thug was... No, not the thug. It was the... Okay, Unreal guy could man the bar. That's cool. Bandit here. He's in charge of the establishment. Let's see if this works. You're right, Christina. You would expect that to happen in Blender. No, same issue. So whatever. Oh no, there he is. He's just gone to check the stocks. That's cool. So he's in the bar. He's now serving drinks. That's all he ever does now. Check the stock room. So funny. That is probably what happened. Yes, exactly. Okay, let's do him the favor and bring her back. I'll maybe do this just like I did before. I'm just going to go and drag a new Lady of the Night in here. Bystander goes here. You can see how just building levels is a job for a team of, you know, lots of people. working girl. That's nice. Good outfit. That's the green outfit. I think we wanted to use the blue outfit. So here's how I made that selection. I can go and rather than just select the capsule, which lets me select the skeletal mesh, I have to go and actually select the mesh. And the mesh then brings up all these other things. So it brings up the animation blueprint, which one I want to use. I could use a different one for the bystanders or a different one for the ladies. If I had like, different animations for that, I could use that. And I can set up another material, which is nice. So let's go and use, was it 3C? That was blue. That's nice. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty, let's see does it work? Does it work? Barkeep, how you doing? Have any working girls working here? Maybe she's upstairs with a client. Oh yeah, there she is. Hello. How you doing? Much love. Crazy. Good stuff. So that works. That's nice. Let's see where she goes. Let's track her movements here a little bit. She takes little baby steps, just making sure everything is okay up here. It's like a whole world we're building here. How exciting. Yeah, and if I do find other animations, then I will get rid of these manly strides that she has here. You coming down for a drink at the bar? See if she can walk down. That's exciting. No, not coming down. Hey, this is fun. First we're making clothing that looks completely real. And then we make something that behaves really real. I mean, let's put these two things together. We make characters with character creator. Then we make behavior with this. And then we make clothing. Everything looks more real than the actual real world. Is that where we're heading, Brian? Is that what's happening? Things are just getting too real. Keanu is now about to star in the hopefully December release of Cyberpunk 2077. It's like, how many video games is he starring in now? He's starring more in video games, in virtual reality things, than he is actually starring in Hollywood movies. Interesting, isn't it? Infinite human. So I'll, barkeep, can I have a whiskey, please? I feel like I want to put some more bottles on there, or put some more glasses on the bar, so that I have a drink waiting if I feel like I wanted to go here. Oh, hey there, car girl, how's it going? You coming in? No, she's busy. That's cool. But this is like a really big, bustling town now, isn't it? Is this open? Anything happening here? What is this? This is the non-building. It's for lease, essentially. It's empty. Oh, goody. Well, part of me wants to put more characters in the other level as well. Now that there's... Oh, and the priest, of course. We need to put the priest in the church. He might not walk many places, but let's put the priest in the church. I think that's a great idea. Let's do that. And then let's see if we can add other characters into the other level. Just spice it up. Just put more characters there. Let's see. There was a priest here, wasn't there? Priest, there we go. Does he look like a priest? I can't quite tell. Oh yeah, actually he does look like a priest. In his red uniform. Let's see what other uniforms we have on offer here. That's 2A, so then there's 3A. It's kind of light grey. Priest, I'm thinking green, I'm not sure. Priest, I'm thinking it's got to be the black robe. Clergyman, there we go. Awesome. Also perhaps Hispanic clergyman, slightly tan skin, or even black clergyman. Yes, I like it. All right, okay. You're right, Brian. It is Studio C. Maybe I'll rent it and I'll stream virtually from here the game. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm thinking maybe I'll add small nav mesh bounce volume just here, that he can walk up and down the beginning here. W, put down, also P to show this. Yeah, that's nice. And then we go extend in this direction. So you can walk up and down already. That's cool. Oops. And then we want him to maybe also walk up and down the aisle here. You can check what's going on with his parishioners, and we can, you know, at least something else going on in the church. Actually, I'm going to go and expand it to the back as well. Oh yeah, I could just do that. Just use the same one. Just make it bigger. There, that means he can also walk behind here now. Oops. And all the way here, hopefully, without leaving the church. He might poke his head out here. That's cool. Let's see if he really does it. Does it work? Church is so far away. Hi guys, just checking out if the town's working. Reminds me a little bit of Westworld. Hello, priest. How you doing? We could even do things like give the priest a different walk speed. So lock his walk speed in and make it really slow, that he just, I mean, it kind of hovers. I don't think I'll do that, but that is all possible. We could override that. Oh, really? There's more competition now? Oh. When's the deadline, Brian? Let's go back to the desert and see what we can spruce up there. Hello there, guys. There's good activity all going over here. That's good. But I feel like the quarry could do with a bit of an overhaul here. I've seen some of the entries a couple of weeks ago, just when you posted yours, just to have a look at what the competition is like. And you're right. I mean, some are unbelievable, some of the entries that I've seen. But some were also, I mean, you are in the top category there, Brian, so I don't think you have much to worry about. It's, you know, yeah, there's always people who are better, I'm sure, or they look better, but I think your entries are kind of stunning. It's quite impressive what you've been able to do with oh, this is not the right level, is it? I was thinking, where are we? With the character creator and iClone. That is quite impressive, I must say. Very, very impressive. Maps, frontier map, there we go. Please do. Oh my goodness, yes, save. Very good point, actually. Thank you, Unreal Engine, for remembering that we should also quickly tell that to a version controlled project here. Added AI people to the town. All right. So the quarry level. Quarry is over here. Right, there's only these 4 people here, these candidates. But I think the nav mesh bounce volume extends all the way over here. So there should be enough stuff here. There might not be enough for these guys to go down here. I might go and I might just make that a bit deeper. Oop, that happened to me the other day. I'm actually touching the landscape, not the nav mesh bounce volume. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Man, where is it? Any of these? Any of these? This maybe? Oh, come on. Okay, let's try to find it. This is where? Here? Yeah, that's not the one we need. This one maybe? No, that's also not the one. This is also not the one. Or that, or that. Now, so this one was probably the closest here. Or maybe it's all the same one then. I'll go and duplicate that out. Just make it a bit deeper so that these guys can actually walk into the quarry. Yeah, there we go. Quarry is now green. Nice. That's why they weren't walking into the quarry. Not enough to do here. Come on, we need a lot of coal miners for that. Since there were issues last time duplicating characters, I might just go and drag fresh guys out. Have them work in the quarry here. We can put one guy up here on the tracks. That's nice. Let's try it. Let's start there. Like here. Haha. Yeah, gold miner, you can be that. And then with your mesh selected, we're gonna go and give you a bit of a different outfit here. Maybe that. That's cool. 3, and also you have tan skin because you've been working out all night long. That's cool. Another person goes here. That could be the gunman, maybe. I like it. Oops. Skeletal mesh. Pick a different material and give him maybe 3B. There we go. Love it. More worker people that we need here. You maybe. You can be bandit gold miner. Gold miner 2. Perfect. Let's do that. Gold miner 2. With 1C. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. And you have a buddy over here. That's nice too. That can be... Who's the hunter? Hunter good? Oh, hunter is more like a Native American guy. Well, why not? Why shouldn't you be into the gold rush thing? We'll give you 3C as well. Nice. And also, in the name of equality, there's also women, of course, working in the quarry. Who want part of the action? There. Let's see how that looks. Native camp, still good. Oh, another Christina. Hello, hello. Christina JS, thank you for following. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Could flesh out more people here. That's an option. Just have one guy wander up and down here, maybe. Hey there, how's it going? This is hopefully looking busier. The quarry is all the way over here. Yep, there we go. We're all working here. That's nice. Cool. It would be awesome if I could build something that makes them stop and just use the pickaxe for a bit and do something. Don't know what they'd be doing, like, you know, mining things. That would be really nice. But I suppose, you know, I'm not at that point yet. That would be cool, though, that rather than them just walking and repeating the same animation over and over, it'd be good to have... for them to do something different, like the bartender, he could go and rather than just go into the back room, he could do something something more interesting. Yeah, I think I've messed this up earlier. Oh, I hope I can fix that. Ouch-a-roo. There we go. Where was that problem? Oh, that was here. Yeah, let's see if I can. It's probably just I've just touched this thing here. Let's go move that away. Just see if we can just move that thing over here. Yeah, I think that is what I did accidentally. Touch that navigation. Oh, and then we have this guy up here. He's traversing the... He's thinking maybe he needs to work up here. That's nice. A little bit maybe more people inside the camp. Oh, are we okay with the amount of soldiers there? I might just clone a few soldiers. There. Yeah, let's just go clone a few soldiers here. This guy. oops, Alt, click and drag you over here. I might give you a different uniform. And then Shift can transport you over here. There, nicely done. With your mesh selected, let's have a look if we can give you a different uniform here. Maybe the 1A uniform instead. Yep, there we go. That's the gray now. That's cool. You can also, well, maybe you can have different uniform as well. Maybe the uniform 3B. Nice. Now we have the grays, blues, and the reds. That's nice. Maybe they're different ranks, or I don't know. There we go. Quicksand, that's what it is, Brian. Exactly. Well, righty then. I think this looks nice. This looks nice. Got the Native American congregation over here. Guys, good stuff. Then we can also change our character, of course. Let's go be a woman. And with 1, 2, 3, and 4, we can change our outfits. That's quite nice. And so that's the outfits. 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the outfits. And then 5, 6, and 7 is the different skin colors where the outfit is retained. So that's kind of cool. Alrighty. Sheriff. And the whole thing is fully gamepad compatible as well. We've built all that in. So that's actually quite an amazing feat of engineering here so far. Oh, you've got some people walking on the outside here as well. Yeah, you follow that man. Soldier follows the commanding officer. Oh, there we go. They're coming out. That's nice. And you're going to make sure you're not invaded here. Good point. Hello, boys. How's it going? So I think what I'd like to do now, do we have enough time for that? It's already been an hour. That's crazy, isn't it? Time flies when you're having fun. I think what I'd like to do now is, this could be a little bit complicated, but it's about making a second row of characters at the top here. So these are just the characters from the Sinti Western pack. I'd like to add the ones from the Frontier pack, or maybe not all of them, but some of them. And I think that might be quite nice. It'll give us that little challenge that coding-wise, we can switch out the mesh, no problem, but we're also going to have to make sure if it is a Frontier character, we need to give them a different material. So we can't utilize the Western materials on the Frontier characters and vice versa. So we're gonna have to be a little bit clever in how we approach that. So I don't think we can do all of that today, but I think what I can make a start with is we can have a look at what characters we want to use. So I think we have, well, these are 8. So I suppose if we have another row of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters, there's 21 characters in the Frontier pack. So if we pick 12 out of that and add that as another row up here, that should be cool. Let's pick the characters. I'll let you pick the characters, and then we'll go and make the icons in Blender. I think that's a good start, and I think that'll wrap it up, because that's probably going to take an hour or so. If you're up for that, let's do that. Then we can start making the icons, at least start putting the menu together, and then put the logic in next time, which is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you want to play this project, the nightly build will be, if you type in !project into the chat, that will give you a link to a download there. All right. Save it all. Commit to version control. Added more AI people to Frontier, or actually we call it the desert level, isn't it? Desert level, alrighty. Cool. Let's have a look through the characters and see which ones we want to pick, because that will then depend on which characters I have to export from Unreal Engine and then open that project up in Blender. Frontier meshes, indeed. Characters, there we go. We have quite a few. That is not what I wanted to do. We have quite a few. Let's see if I can make this a bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. That gives us a nice little indication. So we have Bandit, Captain, Gold Miner 2, Hunter Male, Mexican female, Mexican male, Mexican male 2, Native American female, a lot of Native American characters, and then we have thugs here, thug 1, thug 2, soldier, and who's this guy? Oh, that's a physics asset, so ignore that. All the ones that are pink underlined, and we need 12 of them. You like gold miner male 2? Yeah, absolutely, me too. So I don't... The thing with the women with skirts is they don't look that great when they walk, just with the animations that I have. Probably the guy in the coat also might not look great, because there's no... I've had a look into this, how we could turn this into cloth dynamics, but because it's got only one material zone and it's very low poly, I think Unreal Engine just doesn't like it. I've repeated the process that I've made a note of on my website in order how to do that with more higher res characters, and it seemed to work, but the Sinti characters, it didn't seem to work quite well. Can you imagine, Rod, you can feature one of these guys in one of your stories. Sinti have a sale on right now. So I think, yeah, definitely him as well. Hunter male, I'm not sure. How about the Mexican guys here with the sombrero? That is cool. Those 2 as well, that's 4. Why not play as an Native American male as well? That's 5, I'm thinking. So if we avoid everything with skirts, see how if we can make 12. These are 5. Then these definitely 6, 7, 8. Salesman also 9, 10. Maybe 10 is enough. What do you think? That's, that's 10. I think 10 is good. The TNA girls versus Banditos. Mexican male number 1. Have I selected him? Mexican, yeah, male number 1 and 2 with the sombrero. That's going to be nice. Hey, 10 is good. Let's start with 10. These are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty, let's just make sure I have a folder for that. Where was that again? That was probably on here, under Sinti characters, Western characters. Yeah, there we go. That's the Western characters. And I'll make another one for the Frontier characters. Here, new folder. Ooh, that's not so well spelled. Frontier characters. Bit of a Blender session. How did I do that? Then so there's game icons. What's game? I don't know what game was. Icons. That's what we need. Those are the icons. A new folder. That's not really useful here, is it? Let's go and delete that one. Yeah, 96 by 96. That's them. And we'll go and do the same thing here then. In Frontier characters, have one folder for icons. And then this is where we're just going to dump in the FBXs. Alrighty, so with all of them, are they all still selected? Oh, come on, I hope so. Asset actions. Export. And we want to put that into Frontier characters. Gold miner, check. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's all good, isn't it? There is a bulk export option as well. That is probably makes more sense if you have, things like what I'm doing. But of course, I've never used it, so I don't want to necessarily screw it up. If you know what I mean. All right, that's the FBXs saved. So funny. I'll go make these a bit smaller again. And then let's have a go at the Blender. The Blender. I like it. I think that's what they call GIMP. I think you call GIMP the GIMP. See what I did there? See what I did wrong? I started Blender. Shouldn't have done that. Should have started Blender in administrator mode. Otherwise we can't rotate again. Let me set that up. I thought I had set this up. I guess I haven't. Or maybe I have. I don't know. Thought I had set this up. Properties compatibility. Run this as administrator. Yeah, there we go. I'd like to do that. Boom. See if that works. It'll save my bacon. Yes, I do. All right, so we have already a project for the other characters. I might just go and start with that. Western characters. And I might just go save this as the frontier characters. Oh, there it was. I'll also, when I get a chance on tonight's build of this, I'm going to go and add the icons as well. If you want to follow along, if you want to build this from scratch, I will include the icons in that project as well. Cinti characters. I can't redistribute the FBXs, of course, but I can probably I can give you the icons because I'm making them myself. So that should be alright. Let's call this frontier characters. Save as. That's nice. And I will just leave the Western characters in here. I'm not going to do anything about that, but I will go and create myself a new collection at the top and call this collection Frontier Characters. I can't really spell that very well, can I? But notice how well the keyboard responds. So this long cable for $13.99, thank you Amazon. That has certainly done the trick there. All right, so we'll go and import them one by one. Frontier characters, there we go, gold miner. And all I needed to do here is, if we were to look at this in a bit of a shaded view here, I'm using, oh no, I don't need to do that. I'm going to use this one here, material preview. All I need to do is apply on this guy. Can I do that here? No, I don't think. Can I? Yes. I can just go and give him the perfect matte. No, I can't, because I need to make another material for him now, don't I? Because they have different textures. Just realized my own mistake there. I should, Christina. I think I should just do that. I'm attached to it being in program files. Yes, I should just do that. You're absolutely right. Let's go and have a look at the materials that are on here. Materials. The matte polygon Western Frontier. Let's go and open that. Just because I want to know what the texture file is called. And then export that, of course, as well. So this is the texture. There it is. And if I click this little hourglass icon, the little loop icon here, it will take me to that texture file in the browser, which is now this. So it looks exactly like the material, but of course the material is a material object and the texture is an image. So different thing. And here I can do the same thing. I can just go and say asset actions, export. I'll put that into the frontier characters, T polygon Western Frontier 01. So I'll go export that out there. I should just do that, Christina. You're absolutely right. So under shading then, I'll go and make a different matte out of this one. Cinti Frontier Characters. There we go. T polygon Western, yada yada yada. Ah, there we go. My man. Oops. Different viewport navigation, of course, for every 3D app. It's almost like exciting when you see the same shortcuts keys being used in all apps. Very cool. So, and this material here, I think I'm going to go and rename that. Can I do that? How do I rename that material here, Christina? Well, it's actually this material. I just go and say Frontier Matte. Frontier Matte. There we go, that's cool. Now we have 2. We've got the perfect mat and the frontier map. So the perfect mat, I don't think that's, I should rename that as well. Is that, it kind of works as well. Look at that. So it does work. It's not really made for that, but it does work as well. That's quite nice. I should rename that as well. This is now the Western mat. I'll say Western mat to this. Western mat, and then we have the frontier mat. Frontier mat is what we're going to use. Woohoo! I always forget, is it F12? It has all my settings in there. Perfect, look at that. Imagine that. And this goes into icons, and he was called, what was he called? Gold Miner. Icon Gold Miner. And then I'll just go and copy myself that. Or was that the thing? Yeah, that Gold Miner 01. Alrighty. He's already in the frontier character, so I can actually go switch this whole thing off. I'm meant to be in the top level here when I go and import my next guy. Do you know, I'm getting the spinning wheel of death on my return as well. It shouldn't make a difference because I've got that, you know, special second computer. My return kind of keeps going in and out. You can always try going on that little gear icon and get yourself a different quality. Maybe a lower quality will work better, or you can use the source stream. See if that works any better. Also, maybe refresh your browser window. That might also help. I'm going to do that as well. I've noticed that I'm a little bit behind the actual live action there. So this is Gold Miner number 2. Import him. And with this guy selected on the material tab, we can just go and say, well, frontier mat. Aha, perfect. F12. We'll render this guy. Save him out as he was, what was he now? Gold Miner 2, was he? Yeah, Gold Miner 2. That's not bad. Boom, Gold Miner 2. All right. And then what I tend to do is just take this guy and move him into the frontier characters. In fact, all the parts that he has, and then he's basically gone, which is great. Now I can go import the next guy. Mexican male number 1. All right. Frontier mat. Awesome. This isn't taking that long at all. I think this is really nice. So this is now Mexican 01. Mexican male 01. Probably followed by Mexican male number 2, I would imagine. Packet pirates again. That's exactly right. Again they are. Mexican male number 2. All right. Hello there. How you doing? Yeah, maybe I've had my quota for the year. What do you think? Frontier mat. When was it that I last had issues? It's almost like somebody is counting the data that I'm using. And also I had something interesting just when I started streaming. I was sending data, and I was hosting somebody, and Twitch didn't recognize that I was actually streaming. So I manually unhosted the guy, and nothing doing. There was literally nothing happened with my signal wherever it was going. It certainly wasn't going to Twitch. I could change the title and everything, so I had API connection, but something just didn't work. I tried streaming to my other channel on Twitch, also didn't work. I thought, oh, that's exciting. Don't know what I did to undo that. I think I just tried a third time. And that kind of worked. Import FBX, Native American, number 1. There we go. Native American 01. Very good. He almost... Hang on a minute, this is not Native American 01. I haven't rendered him, there we go. Yeah, this is the same guy. There we go, I'll replace that. Frontier characters. I have to do this 3 times because one is the armature, one is the actual object, and one is the, I don't know really, Blender weirdness, as Christina calls it. I think that is just, you know. Do you know, yes, subscribers should have their own packets, special packets. Do you know, apparently one day, one of these days, I'll be able, if the rule is, I think if I've done 50 streams as an affiliate, I think that's how it works, 50 streams as an affiliate, I get the privilege of being able to do subscriber-only streams, which is exciting. So Twitch has a lower latency than other things. So if ever we wanted to do something private in which we want to do, I don't know, sessions that are not for the public, we can then do that. That's kind of cool. Or, you know, we can invite all the subscribers to do that. I've only just seen this. I'll just call him Priest. I didn't know that that existed. Apparently I'm not there yet. I haven't done 90, 50 streams, whatever, as affiliate. But yeah, we can then do that. I'm also, I don't know if I've told you this before, but I'm also eligible for this new thing on YouTube. They've just invited me to that. The fabled join button on YouTube. So I have that, which is quite exciting. I have to set that up. Of course, it's not as easy as clicking a button with YouTube. It's always a little bit more difficult, but it's usually only available to people with 30,000 subscribers. And I've just got it. I don't think I think I'm about to reach 12,000 on YouTube. That's really cool. So that is very cool news. That means there's a similar benefits than a Twitch subscription. And I want to test it out. I'm going to make it as low as I can, like $1. And with that, you can then get special emotes in the chat. So that'll be interesting to play around with that feature. Yes, I haven't set that up yet. They also then need to approve the thing that I want to do. So it's not, it might not be ready for this weekend. He looks like the Monopoly man, doesn't he? Yeah, Jay streams at too high a bandwidth. What is he thinking? He's salesman. Okay, so icon salesman. Can you imagine salesman male? Oh, it is actually called salesman male. Duh. That's implied by man, isn't it? The other thing would be a saleswoman. Or a sales alligator. Or sales animal. Import. We're nearly there, love. We're nearly there, guys. Soldier male. Select. Western mat. Here we go. Eddie, soldier. Soldier. Boom. Soldier goes into frontier characters until further notice. 8 down, 2 more to go. Thug. Thug number 1. Come on, Thug. Show us your best. Yes. Good Thug face you've got there. Thug 01. Perfect. And off you go. one last FBX to import, and then we can get started with our menu. Frontier map, there we go. That is now thug number 2. Glad you could make it. The rat! Brian, that is a great idea. We should go and make that a playable character. Maybe for the next project, huh? There. That's that. I think before I'm going here, I'm going to go and tidy up all these materials here. Because they really... Is that how I do that? Just select minus? No, I really want to delete them. How do I do that? Remove unused slots? No, that's not it. Yeah, all these, I don't really need them anymore. I only want to keep Western Mat and the other one. Don't really know how I do that. So minus just removes this, but it doesn't actually remove the material as such. Could I just do that? Is that something I could do? No, that just removes it from the thing. It doesn't remove the thing. The thing from the... I mean, I'm glad it doesn't really matter. Object. Is that cool? Is that something? No. Of course not, love. Oh well. No worry. Thank you so much for dropping by, Joe. I appreciate that. I hope in other parts of the world the connection is a little bit better. I'm going to go switch this guy back to Frontier Mat and I'll work this out another day. I think we're done with Blender anyway. Christina, do you know how to do this? You might be able to help me here. I've got... I guess it doesn't matter if I'm on the shading tab or not, but I've got all these unused material slots here. Is there a way to remove them somehow? I just don't want to keep them around. I don't think I need them. They're all the materials that have been imported with the FBX. Oh, really? Okay, that's easy. Blender weirdness. Let's see if it's correct. I'll go to the layout tab here. Save and reopen. That's easy. Open recent Frontier characters. It would make sense because last time... Yeah, you're right. Except for this one, I don't really know what... That must be assigned to a thing. Maybe that's assigned to a character that is still in here. That is possible. I don't recall doing anything differently last time. But yeah, good. Thank you for the tip, Christina. I appreciate that. Twice. Awesome. Just save it twice and reopen and it'll be fine. Good thing I don't really need them. I'm good. That's just cute, isn't it? So under UI, I'm not gonna distinguish between my icons. I don't think I have to do that. I'm gonna go and, I mean, I could do that. Let me do that. Oh, come on. I'll call this one the Western icons. Or icons Western, rather. And then perhaps in another folder that we shall devise, and Unreal Engine is rejigging all the references to this, which is quite nice, so I can afford to do that. There's quite a lot of references, so perfect. Icons Western. This now here, I can probably just go and call that Icons Frontier. I'm not sure what is there to be rejigged because it is an empty folder. Just saying. Oh, I don't have to restart Blender, just under the recent, click the file again. Okay. Shall we just delete this folder because we really don't need it anymore? Probably making a grave mistake here. I should have not done that. I'm already seeing that was probably a really bad idea. Rename the folder project broken. Kind of curious now, Christina. Let me see if we can just do this. I'm always happy to learn new things about stuff that creeps up every so often. So what did you say? Just under recent, click the file again. Oh, right. So you just mean literally just go or reopen the file, like open and then, or just open recent. This is what I just did. Interesting. Okay, open recent. Gotcha. And then just literally click on that file, and then that should kind of refresh, rejig. Gotcha. Gotcha. I don't have to. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's just this one guy here. I don't know what that is. It must be associated to an object. I'm not going to worry about it. It's okay. It's probably one of the ones that is invisible anyway. One of you must be purple. That looks nice, doesn't it? It gives people nightmares. Let's not in fact not do that. I'm going to put this guy into the Frontier collection because that's where it belongs. Yeah, save and exit out of here. See if we can make that menu happy. Oh, actually, we need to import the Frontier icons first, don't we? So, import Frontier characters, them icons. It's 10, isn't it? 8, 9, 10. Yeah, perfect. All right. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. Blender weirdness. We don't need the material anymore. So our menu here, in its animated form, when it's fully envisioned, it'll look like this. Oops. So I'm thinking we can use a second horizontal box here and just add that on top. We can even put 2 horizontal boxes into a vertical box if we wanted to do that. Then we have one object to line up, or we can just have a separate object there. I think maybe we'll do that. We'll have a second horizontal box. I'll just go name this one up here, box bottom. And then we'll go and do basically the same thing as what we've done here, but we'll have one more, which is then going to be box top. And I think since we're already set up on all these types of buttons here, I'm going to go and click this guy here and just duplicate that with Control. Whoops, there we go. With Control W. And he now goes over here, so I don't want to have that happen. Just going to make sure this guy travels out of the whole horizontal box thing. See if I can make that happen somehow. Yeah, that's the whole button and image traveled out of that. It's also got a bit of an issue with the size here. So let's go click that to force to content here and start with our first image here. Well, how do I remember which one's which? Should I have renamed my icons appropriately? I should have probably. Should have been icon F perhaps. I'll just rename these manually, it's fine. We haven't used them yet, so it'll be okay. So icon F will then designate the Frontier ones so that they'll all just appear in the same order, not intermingled with the other guys in the list. Yes, that is possible, Brian. Icon F underscore. I've called him Mexicacan male. It's okay, he'll live. priest. The nice added side effect is when I do that, the version control acknowledges that these are to be added files. Right now they're all kind of question mark files. It just means I'm not sure how well they've implemented Git in Unreal Engine. I mean, they've done something, but they haven't done... If I'm adding icons, question mark means to the version control, we don't know what to do with it. So you have to manually add them. And I don't know why Unreal Engine doesn't do that. So if you do play with version control in Unreal Engine, I recommend you have the GitHub for Desktop app at the ready, because that can do these things. So if you copy something into your projects folder, that app can then take care of adding it, actually making them version control, like what I've done here now. So without the plus sign, we wouldn't be able to say this. It would just say, no, there's nothing to do. But with all this having happened there, I'm going to say added new frontier icons. And now all the plus signs have gone away. Righty, so now I should be able to go and select my man here. And just at least I can search for something like icon F. And say this is going to be the gold miner. But the button already has all the properties on there, so I like that. So let's go and not name those yet. I'll have to do that. Actually, maybe I'll do that now. Button, I'll just say the same thing here. F character 1. That's cool. And now I can go and duplicate this with Control W. It's on the same spot, of course. So let's go and add these two guys to a new horizontal box. Has that worked? No, it hasn't worked, has it? Dang, brother. That's uncool. Both buttons wrap with horizontal box. Where are you? Horizontal box. You're still on top of one another. What are you doing? Totally not what I want. Okay, wrap one button with a horizontal box. No change. Good stuff. I'm not having much luck with this, am I? Look, you go into horizontal box. Awesome. You also, you go into horizontal box. Yes. Lined up. Nice one. So this can now be... Well, let this be character 2. And then we can just go and rejig the order there. Perfect. And we can do the same that we did with the other button. So I'll go and do this now before I forget. Padding, I think we said 10 padding. Was 10 good padding? I think so. Perfect. And then we'll adjust the horizontal box in a moment. So I think we'll also go and use the bottom anchor with that. X is 0.5 to make it middle. And then Y we'll have to play with. I'll say 4 for now while we work with it and see this whole thing expand. But then so button character 2, let's just go change that image appropriately. Gold miner now, that's nice. And if we now duplicate it, that should stay in the box. Perfect. Yes, it does. Mexican male. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we can just go through these. Mexican male 2. Native American number 1. Priest. We didn't use many women here, did we? Oh, they were all wearing skirts. Salesman. maybe the next project will be solely focused on women. Actually, we do so much with women. Let's get the men something to do here. Soldier, and then we have thug number 1, and we've got thug, whoops, thug number 2. Awesome. There we go. Yes, that's right, Rod. You haven't done one in a while. That's true. Alrighty, so this is that. Now let's go name our people here. And that's just up here. So this is now character 3. Character 4. Character 5. Character 6. How's the house hunting going, Rod? I know you guys have been looking. 7. No, I've had 7 before, didn't I? This has got to be 8 now. 8. Nine. And also, is it, forgive the question, is it cold where you guys are? Yes, it is, isn't it? 10, there we go. So we have all our F characters now. There are all the F characters. And the images, they don't need to really be named. That's nice. I'm going to position that so it's literally lined up with the other menu. Then when you animate them, they should hopefully both come up. That would be quite nice. I could also, I might try that actually. I might, once lined up, I might add these 2 together into a vertical box. Could do that. That could also mess things up dramatically. So Control Z is totally our friend there. I might try that. I've never tried vertical boxes, but then the whole box could be animated. If I'd animate these 2 horizontal boxes separately, that might look uncool. They might just, overlap each other as they animate in. But we can have a look. We'll have a look. No, probably not actually. I'm just gonna call this box top. So then we have box top and box bottom. Let's see where that would need to be placed to look awesome. Kind of like here. So perhaps 2.1. That gives almost the same cohesive padding here. That's nice. All we need to now move out of the way is the description text. And that's not actually that big a deal because we just make sure it gets slotted in from a different height there. So just give it a different default value. I'm thinking description text. Yeah, we'll just make that a line here, maybe with maybe 8. Yeah, 8's kind of perfect. Look at that. That's cool. That's not doing anything else. Nah, perfect. I like. Goody. So let's add this box to the animation. I think I want to do that before we go because that would finish this whole segment off nicely. Then at least we have a playable menu. That'd be nice. All right, good stuff, Rod. What happened to your plan of perhaps streaming some development of Girls from TNA? Have you thought about that a little bit more? I know it's kind of extra hassle, but it's a good opportunity to hang out. So it's, just wondered, I know you have a lot on your plate, so I do understand if you say, look, it's the furthest thing from my mind right now. I'll select the box top here, and then I'm going to go over to animation. I might just give myself a little bit more room here so we can see all this. So with the box top thing, I'll go create another track. I think we're kind of done with the description. That's box bottom. So with it animation selected, I'm going to go select track, and then I'm going to go box top. So now we have another track on our animation. And I'm going to go and also animate the transform here. And the transform is made up of transform, rotation, and scale. I'm going to use the Y value here. And in fact, for the first value, I'm going to actually position the top box into the same out of visionness that the bottom box currently has. And then we're going to move the bottom box underneath that. And when they then both animate, they should kind of stay together. I don't want to move this box, the parking position of the top box, underneath the bottom box or in the same position, because that would mean they'll probably go and separate. And I think I'd like to avoid that. Just thinking ahead here. So this X position, I don't exactly remember. Sorry, Y position is going to be, I don't know, something like that. 300 is probably going to be like an even number. Was it 310 perhaps? 310 it is. Okay, good. So that's our parking value. And then our top value here is going to be 0 again. Boom, another keyframe. So that will now do this. But of course that doesn't look smashing. I mean, it kind of, I don't know. Does it look cool? Or does it look rancid? I can't tell yet. It might actually be cooler than I thought. Could be cool. We might just leave it as that. All right, I get you. I think I've just shaved. I just need to have a haircut now. Does it compile? Does it? Yes. Let's see if it actually works. I'll go back to the gray level. That just lets us... No, actually, why don't we stay in the desert? Let's stay in desert, man. Oh yeah, we need to work on that. Oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, that looks not bad, does it, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? That looks even better than I thought. Oh my. Tons of characters to be selected from. These guys don't do anything. They don't have a highlight yet. But I mean, oh my god. I do see the slight out of alignment-ness here. But, you know, we'll worry about that later. We could just add one more character to the whole mix, and then that's probably going to line up just fine. These are not lined up square. That's why that's happening. But, I mean, hey, Chief, what do you think? That looks good. Yeah, no, absolutely, Rod. There's always that. I totally appreciate that sometimes with streaming, when things don't go so well, you can't really go back from that. If your recording doesn't go so well, even if you use it like a stream like Brian does, that's very cool. You can just go and post that as an live video on YouTube, and you know, if it doesn't work out well, it just doesn't get posted. You know, easy as that. But there is something not to be underestimated, that there is added pressure when you do something on a stream versus when you do something fiddling around on your own. You know, you never know what you feel like emotionally with creative, unpredictable 3D software that we tend to use all the time. Things just don't work, so it's good, isn't it? I was at first I was a bit worried, but I do like now that the two menus kind of come out like this. So I'll just adjust the top part where the text is. I might just adjust that so that it's slightly closer to the menu, to the icons. And we have so many things to try out. Woohoo! We have our work cut out. This is great. I'm liking this. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so all we need is in that animated position. There's two things actually that we need to do. One is to bring that description text down a little. So maybe we'll try 7.5. 7.6 then. Yeah, that's gonna, maybe 7.6 is probably okay. That's one thing, and to the astute observer will have noticed that when we start the project, what will happen is that our top row will just lurk there. So we just have to tweak the default position for that. So the moment we do that, it just goes, jumps into that position, and then this thing happens. So we just need to add the default thing. It can come down a little bit further, can't it? I'm thinking. It's probably okay. I'll bring it down a smidge, as Darren would say. A smidge. A smidge, so we'll make it 7.5. Yeah, a smidge. That might actually be perfection now. Yeah, see, this is perfection now. Perfect. We'll leave that. That's cool. So default position of that menu. That's easy to do. That is just clicking off the animation. So currently the animation is in control of all our positions, but before that, when I just bring up the menu, no animation has been played yet. And you can emulate that by just clicking into this gray area down here, and that will bring up the default positions for everything, which means top box just lurks around, and we don't want that. So we need to tweak the transform into, what did I say, 320, I think, into kind of the same position as the other box. I think, was it 310? I think it was 310, wasn't it? Box bottom has 200. Oh, that's interesting. Not 310. Where did 310 come from then? So let's make 200 then. Oh no, it is actually 310 then. 310, there it is. Okay, default position. Alrighty. Is the Math Professor correct? I do have Math Professor hair right now, so yes, there we go. So now default position of the menu when we start this. I always forget the shortcut here. What is it? Alt P. Oh, maybe I can remember that. Alt P. Yes, default position of the menu now works. All right. Can't click any of them yet, but you know, to come tomorrow. Hello, Chief. How you doing? Chief is visiting me. Oh, Chief, I have a urgent issue to discuss with you. Groovy. Low poly J, that would be great. I wonder if the Cinti guys do commissions. Can you imagine? That'd be a whole new industry. Be a Cinti game character. Like the whole, what are they called here? The animojis and all that, where you just upload a photo of you and it turns out as a little thing. That'd be really good. That would be so cool. That would be very, very cool. Oh dear. I think we've done well. I might just go and package this. Actually, yeah, that's the process I haven't shown you either yet. I just do this off camera all the time. So let's go, first of all, let's go save everything. Save all. Then we'll go do this version control thing. Add it second menu box. That's a good one. That's that. And I've already set these things up. So all I need to do now is go to File, Package Project, Windows 64-bit. And watch how fast it actually happens. So you click that and then it goes, where do you want to save it? So I'm going to save it over the current version here, which goes into Windows No Editor. And then you see this thing at the bottom going on that says Packaging Project for Windows 64-bit. And it usually takes much longer when you do it the first time. It cooks the content. So that's, I don't know what that actually entails, but that's, you know, some rejigging under the hood here. But cooking, that means putting shaders together and building the maps and building all the light shadow maps and all that, and making it all, you know, swishy. But once it's done once, especially with the shaders, the next time you build the project, there we go, it's already done. Packaging complete. So now I have a standalone version of this that can run, which is of course in somewhere here, Unreal Projects, and then that is under Polygon Western, And then in this folder here, Windows no editor, or on a Mac it's Mac no editor, or there's kind of Linux no editor and all that. In here, there's first of all my 2 zip files here. Those are the ones for version 1.0 and 1.1 that you can get on the Ko-fi store. And this one, all I need to do is, you don't have to do this, but I tend to do is to delete this text file here. And then this Polygon Western is the one you double click, and that then goes and gives you a standalone version of the project that you can do with as you see fit. And it's not actually that big. It's only like 200-300 megabytes, maybe 400. That is that. That's very cool. And I think level loading is a little bit faster, isn't it? If we go into town, yeah, look at that. And the packaged project level loading is much faster. Ooh, what's happening here? You guys aren't walking around. Well, that is something we need to fix next time. Does that also happen in the desert? We quickly know. See, desert people, they're all doing really well. What's going on here? But the guys in town, they don't walk around anymore? Blasphemy! Well, we'll work on that tomorrow. I'll post this build anyway on Ko-fi so you can have a look and test it yourself and see what you think. I don't really know why this is happening. This is a quick fix, I can't tell. I don't know why this wouldn't want to work, because I bet if we... It's difficult to so you have to go and quit out of here, and then the thing just stops. So if this works in the editor, I then wonder why doesn't it work in the packaged project? Yo, Chief. Let's go to town. No, also doesn't work in town. Oh, interesting. It did work last time we checked though, didn't it? They're on strike. But they're not on strike in a comfy place. They're on strike just lurking around here. That's crazy. Well, let's take a quick look at that level, because, you know, I'd rather give you an experience that we've actually worked at here. Town map. That's town. As we live and breathe. People are here. My first guess is something about the nav mesh bounce volume, but it's all green, so I don't know. Y'all. I'll make it slightly higher. It could also be the characters. I'll just move her up and let's go. That her done. Yeah, I think they're stuck in the ground. Yes, they're all buried in the ground, aren't they? So let's just make sure that doesn't happen. Oops. That's also not supposed to happen. It's the character I'm after. Oh, come on. I'll just go through all of them. Sinti bystanders. Let me just go select all of them. There. Yes, look at that. They were all stuck in the ground. That's not nice. Yeah, because I think last time we left this, all we were concerned with was the barman, who's also disappeared again. What? This is kind of the mystery level, isn't it? Working girl, are you still with us? No, she's also gone. Something mysterious has happened here, I tell you that. There's always something, isn't there? Barman's walked off. What's happened? Yeah, maybe they've ran off together. That's possible. That's crazy. Well, let's have a look inside here. Are they in their correct starting positions here? No. What? What are you doing here? That may have happened because I've grabbed all of them and then said drop you down. I think they would have done that, but they were above the thing, so that's not good. Let's go and select both of them. Drop them both down. at least into the building. There, so you can't go here, I understand. There, you go there, you behind the bar with you. Let's see. What happens if we go on Alt P now? You guys are still working, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. And working girl, yes, that's cool. Working girl is upstairs, at least one of you. Hello. I'm looking for the barman. Is he downstairs? Gives me the cold shoulder again. Barman! Oh, there you are. Totally didn't see you. Awesome. Whiskey, neat. Room temperature, please. Because we don't have ice in the Western thing. Christina, I love it. It is free software, so there. What do they have in common? I think we're good here. I think we're good here. Let me go and save this again, and then I'll just build the whole project again, and then I'll post that on the Ko-fi store. There. Also make sure we add that to version control. Fixed barman and working girl in the saloon. Excellent. This is version 1.3 now. How exciting. Let's go and build that again. Package project. I've downloaded the tool chains for Linux, so I can actually just build this for Linux from here, which is quite nice. There we go. And while this is building, I'll just go zip it up and then I'll upload it to Ko-fi. I'm going to go and say good night and goodbye. Thank you so much for hanging out. This was fun. I really enjoy our little Twitch sessions here. It's been really nice hanging out with you guys. It's been a pleasure and a privilege. And perhaps, I don't know, tomorrow we're going to hook up the other buttons, but then I think we're kind of done. So there will be one more episode of this Western project, and I think then we're kind of done with this. And then I think I'd like to keep this going. I just don't know what we're going to do. Perhaps we'll do a bit of, rebuild the t-shirt on the man or the woman in Clo. That'd be nice. Maybe Christina, if you're up for that, you can give me lots of tips. I'm always super happy to pick things up from you. You've got a really good way of explaining things, and I always appreciate your help and your expertise and your professionalism around that. So yeah, thank you in advance. If you're up for that, I'd love to do that. I keep playing with Clo, and yeah, it's a wonderful program. So there we go. So much for Unreal Engine. Meet me here tomorrow again, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, actually, tomorrow I'm doing a double, aren't I? So I'm also going to be on YouTube at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a double stream together with Jeremy from Singapore. We're both going to be on the raft. We're going to be swimming and floating. It's going to be all exciting. And yes, that's going to be the start of the day. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be back with more of this. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night and evening and morning and whatever time zone you're in. It's been a pleasure having you. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.